Alright, let's dive into something that's been buzzing in the rock world lately, the potential reunion of Cinderella. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty, let me just say this, personally, I think the idea of a Cinderella reunion is both exciting and bittersweet. Exciting because, let's face it, who doesn't want to see these legends back on stage? But bittersweet because, as Fred Coury himself pointed out, time is running out. And that's a detail I find fascinating. It's not just about the music, it's about the urgency of the moment. So, here's the deal. Fred Coury, the drummer, recently shared on SiriusXM's Trunk Nation that he's ready to hit the road again. And he's not alone. Bassist Eric Brittingham is on board too. But the big question mark? Tom Keifer, the frontman. What makes this really interesting is that Keifer has been thriving in his solo career, and Coury even mentioned that Tom's been playing Cinderella songs with his solo band. So, if you take a step back and think about it, why not just do it with the original guys? It seems like a no-brainer, right? But here's where it gets complicated. In 2016, Keifer revealed that there were unresolved issues within the band, dating back decades. That's a huge red flag. What many people don't realize is that these internal conflicts can be the death of a reunion, no matter how much the fans want it. And let's not forget, guitarist Jeff LaBar passed away in 2021, which adds another layer of emotion to this whole situation. Now, Coury's perspective is pretty telling. He said, "We never broke up." That's a statement that immediately stands out to me. It implies that the band's hiatus wasn't a clean break, it was more of a pause, a waiting game. And what this really suggests is that the door has always been slightly ajar for a reunion. But here's the kicker, Coury also mentioned that any potential tour would have to be big. In my opinion, that's a smart move. If they're going to do it, they need to do it right, no half measures. What's also worth noting is how the band members have evolved during their time apart. Keifer's solo success, Coury's work as a composer, Brittingham's stints with other bands, they've all grown as artists. This raises a deeper question. Would a Cinderella reunion feel like a step backward for them, or would it be a celebration of their legacy? Personally, I think it could be the latter, but only if everyone's truly on board. And then there's the fan perspective. Coury said, "I think the fans would love it." He's probably right. Cinderella was a staple of the 80s rock scene, and their songs still resonate today. But here's the thing, a reunion isn't just about nostalgia. It's about whether the band can recapture the magic that made them special in the first place. From my perspective, that's the real challenge. So, where does this leave us? Well, Coury's message is clear, they're ready when Tom is. But with Keifer's recent vocal injury and his commitment to his solo band, it's hard to say if the stars will ever align. One thing that immediately stands out is how much of this hinges on one person's decision. That's a lot of pressure, and it's something I'm sure Keifer's thought about deeply. In the end, I think the idea of a Cinderella reunion is more than just a concert, it's about closure, both for the band and their fans. If you take a step back and think about it, these guys have been part of rock history for decades. A reunion would be a chance to celebrate that legacy one last time. But whether it happens or not, one thing's for sure, Cinderella's story is far from over. So, what do you think? Should Cinderella reunite, or is it better to leave the past where it is? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. Until next time, keep rocking.